All right, let's take a look at how to create your own contacts list. This would be really helpful in case you've got parents, you've got colleagues, outside resources that you want to make sure that you can have their email address very handy in Google Mail, and you can do this on your own. It's very simple. So you'll notice I'm logged in as test teacher here. I'm just in Gmail, and what I want to do is go up to the 9 dots of the apps and go to contacts. Now what I can do in contacts here is I've got a few choices. First of all, I can just make a contact of somebody that I'm going to work with, or that I want to have their email address in my account, or I can go ahead and I can create groups. Okay, so the first thing I'm just going to go is very basic. I'm just going to say I want to create a new contact, and right here I can add anyone's name, and I can add their email address. Now one of the things that's kind of nice about Google is if you're working with other Gmail addresses, when I go ahead and I bring that in and I say add, it will automatically bring in all of my Google material that is part of my account. It could be pictures, it could be universities I went to, anything I added to my Google account at all, it's going to be there. And so that's one really nice thing you can add as far as Google goes. And that works both inside of our Google email address here in Becker, but it also works for people's outside Google addresses. So if you're contacting someone who's got an outside Google address and you put it in contacts, it'll import all of that information right in there for you. Okay? I just went ahead and undid that right there. I'm going to go ahead and delete that one now as well. Go under More and Delete Contact. Okay? Now, the other thing you can do too is you can just say I want to add a new contact, and I can just click down here and I can put in any address I want. So I'm going to go ahead and put in Summers. And again, when I put in her Google address and I click Add, it brings her in here and it imports all of Summer's material that is part of her Becker Google address. Okay? So let's say I've got a bunch of contacts now and I want to go ahead and create a group. So I can just put in one email address and it will email everyone that's involved. Again, very simple. All I've got to do is go down here to say New Group. And it asks me, what do I want to name the group? I'm going to call this test group. Say OK. And then it goes ahead and it creates test group. Now I can add people. For example, I can add right here Summer to both my contacts and my test group. Keep in mind, people can belong to more than one group at a time. Okay? So you don't have to enter in an email address for every single person. I can go ahead and I can add someone to my contacts, which I already did, and also to test group, which I just added there, and it shows which of the groups this person belongs to. Okay, I can also add notes off to the side, things that I just need to remember about somebody. It could be any personal information that I just need to be aware of, whatever. You can add that right there. Okay, again, very simple. Just creating new contact, add the name. I can do that, or I can go ahead and just delete this one here. Or I can go up here and say add to my contacts, and I can put in any email address that I want. Again, it imports all of their Google material, and I can go ahead and I can make sure I assign that person to any groups that I want. And then when I go ahead and I create an email, if I put in, let me jump back over here to mail, and I go ahead and I put in test group, it's going to go ahead and email anyone that's part of that group. Here comes mail. I say compose. I put in, there's test group, and you'll see the two email addresses that I just included. And that's as easy as using contacts.